picked up the spoon, wiped off the dirt, and tried to mimic the person across from me, pretending to scoop a mouthful of air and bring it to my lips. He stirred his coffee, and I followed suit. After finishing, I gestured for him to wipe his mouth, and he smiled at me. The man walked toward me, but I couldn't understand a word he was saying. In the end, he took me to the police station. That's when memories of the day I got separated from my brother came rushing back. He had been taking me into the city to look for work. I was exhausted, so he told me to wait right there. When I woke up, the platform was completely empty. I screamed his name like a madwoman, but there was no reply. I climbed onto a train hoping to find him, but it suddenly started moving, carrying me to a completely unfamiliar place. The doors were locked tight. I strained with all my strength to open them, but it was useless. I screamed and cried in desperation, but I could no longer find my brother. The train finally arrived in a strange city, and I was immediately swallowed by a bustling crowd. I had no choice but to sleep under a bridge, surviving by scavenging through trash. When the police learned what had happened to me, they immediately issued a missing person notice and sent me to a welfare home. But that place wasn't safe. Every day, children would be taken away, never to return. Until one day, the caretaker found me. They couldn't find my brother, but they handed me a photograph. The couple wanted to adopt me, and I had no other choice. And so, I arrived in Australia. My adoptive parents gave me the warmest hugs, and I moved into a bright, clean house, with a fridge overflowing with food. They taught me how to use a fork and knife. They taught me English. I carefully tried to be a happy child, always fearing that one day, this dream would shatter. 20 years passed, and my life had completely changed. Until one day, I saw a familiar food, and memories came flooding back like a tidal wave. Using the speed of the train from my memory, I calculated the timing of that journey and drew a search radius. When I doubted myself, my adoptive mother stood firmly by my side. Finally, a familiar silhouette appeared in my sight. With a trembling heart, I set off for home. But the house I remembered had turned to ruins. I nearly broke down. Then, an elderly man saw my photograph and helped me find the family I had been separated from for 20 years. But I learned the hardest truth. My brother had already passed away that night when I went missing.
Gudu is no more. He is with God.